Morning and welcome to Race Industry Now, the weekly webinar series from EPARTRADE, presented to you by ARP, Performance Plus Global Logistics, PIC, Shop Monkey, and Fifth Third Bank Motorsports. I am Francisque Savignan, the founder and CEO of EPARTRADE, the global platform for the performance and racing industry. This is episode 344, and we're going to be talking plumbing with Fragola Performance Systems. With me this morning are Judy Kim, the co-founder of EPARTRADE, and a wonderful superstar host back with us this week, Mr. Jeff Hammond. Judy?
Thanks, Francisque, and thank you everybody for joining us. I am proud to have Fragola Performance Systems on with us today, especially having Frank Fragola with us. I am going to stick to this seat and listen to how this company started. He is like part of the fabric of this industry, one of those privately owned companies and made in America. I love that. And I'm just going to stick to my seat. Jeff?
Well, thank you. And yeah, I'm like you, Francis, as well as Judy. The fact that what this company brings to the table is pretty impressive. And, you know, fortunately, I think that the benefit factor of all this has to be the motorsports industry as a whole, to have this kind of quality company out there right now, continue to develop new product and make their product that they have currently, you know, that much better for the competitors and whoever needs this type of I call it the lifeblood of any kind of engine or sometimes machine. It's got to have you know, great lubrication, and you got to have some way to get it there. And I think it's real exciting that we have two great gentlemen right now that are joining us. And good morning, guys. How are we doing?
We're doing great.
Yeah, good morning, Jeff. Thanks for having us on, guys.
Frank Fragola here. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, sir. I really appreciate y'all taking the time and having an opportunity to educate us about your fine company. And for me, it's like, you know, I was talking to Brent yesterday, and there's so much I think about your company as a whole. It fascinates me. Let's put it that way. I mean, having been around the industry, around the racing industry for so long, and seeing the progress and the need for improvements and your product line, to me, I just can't wait to hear how you have accomplished all that.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, this company has been around for quite a long time. In fact, 50 years this year since we started. Of course, so we started in a job shop originally, and we used to do all kind of business with some of the major companies of what they call the Heim joint rod ends and liner ball and on and on. And so I done this for about 10 years. Mm-hmm. And then we decided to start our own product with the rod ends. And back in 1982, we developed the racing rod ends, and that went pretty well. And we done that for you know, for quite a few years, and we were doing a regular job shop, and we were doing rod ends. In the late 90s, we decided to get off a job shop, and we started to make fittings, which was between 1999 to the year 2000. And so we've been doing that, and when we started the company, I started in the 1,000 square feet, and today we're sitting in 200,000 square feet.
Wow.
So
that is impressive.
Yeah. So things have been good, and we're constantly improving the product and get new customers all the time. And And here we are from me starting from nothing, from somebody that came from Italy. Just a few years after I was here, I decided to start this company.
Mhm.
And today I have all my kids involved with this, and some of my grandkids also involved with this.
Well, while we're kind of like still on the subject about you are from Italy and everything, I understand that when you were in Italy, what you run a grocery store, your family was in the grocery business. I mean, what did you learn from there once you got in the United States? What kind of, skill
Well,
sets did you bring over?
when I came to the United States, the first time I came over, I was 16, 17 years old.
Mhm.
And the only reason I came over to see some of my relatives. And so I stayed here for 10, 11 months, and I love here. I really love the way that things were running here. So when I went back home, I went back to school, and I stayed there until I was 21. And it was like going to school when it was time to go to school and work in a supermarket. That was our business. Was a supermarket. And so we were working, in the summer, we were working in a spare time. And but after I came here, I really liked here. I thought we had a lot of opportunity here. So back in 1965, I came back over, and I got a job from TRW to make ball bearings.
Mhm.
But we also were making aerospace rod ends. And I worked there for about 7 years, and I decided to start a little company. And we started this company into about 1,000 square feet. And in 2-3 years, we went into 5,000 square feet. And back in 77, 78, we put up our own building. And that's where we are today. We entered that building.
So Brent, tell me a little bit what your role is and as far as the company's concerned.
I do a little bit of everything. We're a small family-owned company, so a lot of us wear a lot of different hats. But I take care of some of the sales along with Debbie Fragola. Frank's one of Frank's daughters. I do technical service. I do some of the drawings here. A little bit of everything.
Well, let's just get right to the meat of the matter, and that is, you're in a very competitive business. You're bucking heads and bumping heads against companies that have been around for a long time, and you're making gains. I mean, people are switching over and using your product. So, try to explain to me right now. I'm coming to you and I'm saying, all right, guys, I'm going to make this change. What can you do for me that I can't get done by somebody else, or what quality of product should I be looking at that makes me want to swap? Because again, most of the time with race teams, and I'm going to talk about race teams. That's what I'm most familiar with. When you get ready to make this change, you're not talking about just one set of lines. You're not talking about one set of, brake lines, oil lines, whatever you might need. You're talking about, as many as 10, 15 sets, because every car has got to have it, and you want every car to be plumbed the right way and the same and all. You know what I'm talking about. So sell me something here. Tell me why we need to do business.
Well, we one of the things that we do well, we deliver on time. We have a lot of inventory. We constantly develop a new product. And we try to serve the industry for whatever they need. We do manufacture from a piece of bar to the complete product, and we have our own facility here, which we can turn things around pretty quick. We don't have to wait for for anybody to give us a delivery for us to be able to give a delivery. So that's pretty much it.
Well, with that being said, you guys must go through a lot of material during the course of the year. I mean, that sounds to me like that's got to be a pretty much astronomical number. You got any idea how many pounds of material you go through in a year's time?
Well, before we were doing just rod ends and job shop, we were going through about 5 million pounds of steel a year. Today, that changed because we not do a job shop, but we do a lot of aluminum. Now, I honestly can't give you that answer how much aluminum we use, but we do use a lot. I don't have that information in front of me.
Right.
But we use really, we're probably 50-50 in the machining from between the rod ends and the fittings.
So Brent, you want to try to, give me a little better understanding of the difference between about your black nylon race hose and your race right products overall?
Yeah, I can go through some of that for you. Those are two very different products. The black nylon race hose is a synthetic rubber hose. That's something that we developed with Parker about maybe 10 or 12 years ago. It's a little bit different from other people's black nylon race hose that's on the market. It has a stainless wire that's wrapped around the CPE synthetic rubber core, and then it's got a nylon braid that's bonded out to the outside of it. So as you're cutting the hose, the braid's not going to spread out and fray, and then that stainless steel wire in the hose keeps the inside diameter nice and true. So if you're plumbing the car and you have a hard corner you're going around with the hose, it's not going to close up. If you're plumbing a dry sump system and you're pulling a bunch of vacuum on the motor, the hose is going to stay true and it's not going to suck shut also. And then that's true for up to size 12, size 16 in that series. You may want to run an inner support in a dry sump system application if you're pulling a bunch of vacuum.
Yeah.
The race right hose we carry, that's a very special product. That comes from A-Flex from England. And that's a PTFE tube hose. It's convoluted on the it's smooth bore on the inside, convoluted on the outside. So you get really good flow characteristics because it's smooth bore on the inside, runs true to size, so it's larger inside diameter. And then the convoluted tubing on the outside gives it a really great bend radius. And I can show you some pictures on that stuff here if you'd like,
Okay. With that being said, how are you set up as far as I'm the racer, I'm calling you, I'm saying, hey, Frank, hey, Ben, Brent, help me lay out my race car. Let me give you a schematic of what we're going to do and tell me what I need there. Can I, how can I make it clean and at the same time efficient and practical? I mean, do you guys, y'all help do that? You set it up to where all of a sudden, I can call you and say, look, this is so-and-so and I need 4 sets of hoses for upcoming cars or engines or whatever.
It depends on the size of the order. We really don't sell direct. We like to route customers through speed shops and warehouses.
Okay.
But with that said, we do sell to companies like Rocket Racing and SRI Performance. It wouldn't be a problem to get custom made hoses from us. Somebody to email me a schematic of some of the hoses on their vehicle. I can create part numbers in our system where I can crimp the stuff for them. They can buy it through one of my distributors. There's no issue there at all, right?
You mentioned your distributors. I took a quick look, but how many speed shops or distributors do you have currently here in the United States?
It's at least 2,500, maybe more than that. We don't list everybody on our website, but yeah, we have quite a few distributors. And if you ever needed help finding one, you can go to our website, look at that dealer finder, but just feel free to call us direct. We can hook you up with a dealer, located near you as well.
So Frank, how do you handle the international part of it? Do y'all have stores and or speed shops around the world?
In some countries, that's a question you probably can answer better than me.
We do. Yeah, we do ship internationally, quite often. The majority of our business is within the United States, but we've got some really good companies we deal with in the UAE. Top Speed's really good over there for us. Fittings in Norway. We've got some people in Sweden, Russia even. We're selling to Russia pretty frequently. So yeah, New Zealand, Australia, Dubai, a little bit everywhere. Yep.
So tell me a little bit about your anything new product wise that you got coming down the pike anytime soon.
So let me share my screen here. Do you mind?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Give me one.
I love show and tell.
Good deal. Yeah, so really what we worked on over the last year was just kind of filling out our catalog a little bit. So whereas some of these direct fit hose ends you're seeing here, some of the tube style stuff, we never had in some of these sizes before. So these are going to be brand new for us. We've got a new catalog coming out here the next week or so, and these will all be listed there. Our dealers already have pricing and part numbers on this stuff, so you'll be able to order it right away. We do some special hose ends where they'll step up or down a size. So you can kind of see here with this image, I hope, like this first part number here, it's got a number 6 nut, but it fits a number 8 hose. So that, that's kind of funky, but it serves a good purpose. We're doing some J2044 hose ends. They're like a direct fit hose end. They'll go on a flex fuel sensor, a fuel rail, factory GM fuel rail. We also have those fittings available separately, those J2044 male ends, and they're converted over to an ORB style fitting, so they'll go right into a regulator or fuel rail. We got some pictures of some crimp stuff because I love our crimp stuff. Give me one sec here.
Let me ask you a question real quick.
Yeah.
I see your screen, but I'm not seeing a lot of movement or any kind of pointers. Am I missing something here?
So did you see the images or no?
I see images. Yes. I see 1, 2, 3, and then some hose ends and 5, 6, and 7.
I'm just gonna get out of that then, man. Maybe I'm not showing this correctly. Yeah, so for the new product, I mean, I would just consult our brand new catalog. That is going to be online a little bit later this week. Let me just get out of this.
Okay.
Yeah, so just consult our new catalog. That'll be out later this week. It'll be uploaded in a PDF format on our website. But you'll see that we rounded out our catalog really well there. Where we didn't have a whole lot of direct fit hose ends before in some of the series we sell. You will see that stuff, and that stuff has a way of just shrinking the hose assembly up. If you're plumbing a 5 or 6 stage dry sump system, you run out of room underneath the car, between the oil pan and the rail. This stuff will make that whole package smaller, easier to plumb. And we have those available in the Race Right, the Sport Crimp style series, as well as some screw together stuff. So that, I think that's going to be a home run for us.
So what's the difference between, and again, you may have been showing it to me, and I'm not aware of it, the difference between your 2000 series and your 3000 series?
Yeah, so the 2000 series is a more modern style hose end. It's a compression style hose end. The 3000 series is a cutter. That's really, that's kind of how the whole industry got started, from the aerospace industry.
Right.
As you're assembling that 3000 series hose end, it's got a cutter in there that's cutting into the center of the hose to create one of the sealing points. In my opinion, I mean, it's great for people that are really used to, putting hose ends together, and there's no issue there. But if you have somebody that's never put a hose end together before, it's their first time, as they're assembling that 3000 series end, it's pushing the hose out of the socket. So if they're not putting a hand on it and being careful with the assembly, and not paying attention, to whether or not that hose is pushing out, there could be an issue there. So just about the whole industry has gone to that 2000 series compression style hose end now, and that's what we sell the majority of.
Yeah, I can relate to the cutter. Back in the day, whenever we were doing the switch over and became necessary to go to better quality aerospace material, hoses and hose ends. That was one of the more fun things that we had to do there at the shop, was trying to make those lines and make them fit, especially on the engine. Car wasn't that bad, but but we, to your point, you have to be very meticulous. And I don't know what y'all's, I mean, when you're cutting it, do y'all send a special cutter with it? Because back in the day when we first got started, it was electric tape and and a hacksaw. So
and we do have hose shears, and they do a good job on the majority of our products. They kind of taper the end. The hose shears will taper the end a little bit. Helps just aiding in assembly to the socket.
right.
But with that said, the hose that we carry, it's an American-made product, all the synthetic rubber stuff. So it's got a nice tight braid on it. If you use a die grinder with a thin cutoff wheel and whiz through it, it holds together very well. And our sockets on our hose ends have got a very nice bevel in them. So generally speaking, the hose is easier to start in our sockets than some of the other stuff on the market that I've seen.
Okay. Hey, we got a question. Bill Kemp would like to know, do you make any fittings made from stainless steel?
We don't. Frank doesn't like manufacturing stainless stuff. It makes too much noise on the machines, beats up the tooling. So we've wanted to do it for years, but he's kind of against that. He won't let us do that yet. But thank you.
So you don't like the noise it makes the machines make, Frank?
Well, it's more the way we set up. It's more that I like or don't like. Our line of machines is set up with an underground conveyor system, which it takes all the scrap and takes it over to one spot. So it's kind of difficult to have a different type of material as a stainless with steel, because we can't mix them up. And not being that much of a business in a stainless, we try to keep away from it.
Gotcha. So when you talk about your distributors, guys, I see, you said we talked about SRI as far as, very prominent in our region, but I also noticed Summit. Who else are your distributors that, if your folks that are listening here today and they start looking for, who would be the closest and the best?
Man, I don't want to leave anybody out, but Summit Racing, ATEC's really good for us. Jags does some business with us. Motorstate is really great with us. So, the Lane family's awesome. CarTech on the West Coast, they do a lot of off-road stuff. Off-road Warehouse, kind of the same location. Havoc Speed down in Florida. We got a ton of good people, man. I hate to name them because I don't want to leave anybody out, man. But Race Park Solutions is really good to us. They've been with us for a long time.
Well, I mean, I guess the good thing about today's webinar and everything is the fact that people now are knowing you maybe for the first time. And all you got to do is come back to EPARTRADE and we'll help them find you or find your distributors. And that's one of the beautiful things about this platform. This is what it's all about. We want to make it where we can connect racers and folks that are interested in your product, no matter what they do, and make it convenient. And so I like to say again, I really appreciate y'all spending some time here and letting us know about it. So I just wanted to throw that out there for kind of like food for thought. So we talked about what you're kind of working on and the future. What is the long-term goal of your company at this time? Is there another level, another step you're going to be looking at going into anytime soon?
Well, I mean, it's the level that we're looking is the company keep growing, and we did look a little bit in electric cars, but we're not ready at this point yet, to start doing anything with that.
We have some EV companies that are buying some of our push lock products, and they'll use it for keeping the batteries cool, or heating in the vehicle. So slowly but surely, we're kind of breaking into that market. We did a small trade show last year in Boulder, Colorado. It's the State of Charge trade show out there, and that was it was really eye-opening to be there. I hope more companies get involved in it going forward. I'd love to see like a Holly or Edelbrock show up there. That whole show targets people that want to do EV swaps in older vehicles or gasoline vehicles. Whether you love it or hate, that part of the industry, the EV market, it's something that's kind of coming up, and we're seeing more of it. We're certainly selling more products into it. So I think that might be a show that a lot of other companies are in our industry should pay attention to. It's kind of like the ground floor of being at like a SEMA show or a PRI show. So the only reason we're not there this year is because our vacation kind of falls on those dates. Otherwise, we'd be there again.
All righty. So with all of that being said, and you guys, like I say, I was surprised when you said what you did about the electric industry. Any other areas that, that maybe we are not knowledgeable about ourselves, and I got another question here from Jim Scarley, and he would like to know, do you make custom fittings? If I got something special that needs to be made, can you help make it?
If the quantity is right. Yeah, I think our minimum runs like 12 to 1,500 pieces, but right now we would have a really hard time fitting those jobs in. Where our machine shop's booked out till December. So unfortunately, we're turning away some of that work right now because we're so busy.
Well, as they like to say, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Right.
It means you got product that everybody's liking and wanting. So that speaks volumes as far as, the progress as far as your company's concerned. Now, Brent, you and I were talking, and the one thing that we kind of touched on, and I just want to get you to share your opinion on it, is that once you have some contamination within your lines and things like that, what do you recommend? Is there a process between hot water, chemicals, as far as cleaning those lines and reusing them, or is it just, your recommendation, best thing to do is just take the ends off of it, or just throw the whole hose away and start over?
It depends, man. We actually sell a hose flush kit that you can actually hook up to a garden hose, and it'll flush those lines out. So that's something that we're selling more and more of as well. As guys get turned on to that, it's something that they may keep in their toolbox at the racetrack. They heard a transmission or something, they don't want to replace their oil cooler. They will flush that stuff out, using that garden hose flush kit, and
Right.
back in action. But it just depends, it really depends. But diesel fuel has always been great. A lot of guys will flush stuff out with diesel fuel. And that works out really well too.
Did you have some more slides you wanted to show us there, Brent?
I think that is busted, man. I think we're gonna avoid that. I thought I had something going there, but it ain't working.
All right. Well, guys, help me out here a little bit, because I'm running out of what things I think we got going on here. I'd love for you to help me out here a little bit. Frank, is there anything else that I've missed that you would like to the videos or anything like that at all that you guys have got?
So I think we do have one more video that we can kind of wrap up with, and it just gives a short shop tour. But just touching on some other stuff that's new, in our business here over the last year or two. We've actually added a lot of automation. So Frank has put a ton of time into designing some of the machines to install our pins for us, without having to do it manually. We've got O-ring machines that have kind of shortened the assembly process a whole lot. I think it's hard to find employees anywhere right now. So we've got a great group of people here, and the people that we have, we haven't lost throughout the years. We've been able to add a few people here and there, and they're still with us. But being able to do some of this automation has helped us out a lot, just to kind of keep up some of the demand of our fittings. Over the last 10 years, demand for our products it's skyrocketed, and these processes have surely helped. We've got bowl feeders on just about every machine now. And if some of the guys in the audience want to check out some of our YouTube videos or some of our videos we put on Facebook, you can see a lot of that. We started showing some of that stuff off.
Since 1999, Fragola Performance Systems has been helping to make the most complex performance plumbing jobs easier. With innovative plumbing solutions like our Real Street hose ends that work in pump gas and ethanol applications, to our expander and reducer hose ends and specialty adapters, no job is off limits. Family owned and manufactured in the United States, with 3 generations overseeing daily operations, quality control, and on-time delivery is assured. Browse our catalog or find the dealer nearest you at fragolaperformancesystems.com. Fragola Performance Systems, your performance plumbing partner.
I will add that that's kind of an older video, but it's still very relevant to what we do today. We also do anodizing in-house now, and then I don't think any of the bowl feeders or some of the automation would have been added in that video, but there are other videos out there people can look for on our YouTube channel.
Well, I got to say, I'm very much impressed, especially with your raw stock. And Frank, I've got to say, you learned all that working in a grocery store?
Well, that's what I originally started.
Yeah, that's pretty phenomenal, man. I'm telling you, because I see a lot of and with what Brent's saying here about your involvement with the machines and everything. You've got to have a pretty creative mind and have an idea of what you're looking for to be able to accomplish something like that. So I'd have to say a big attaboy to you, and I'll give an attaboy to your dad. I mean, he must have gave you a work ethic and a mind that wants to think outside the box, as they like to say, and come up with new innovations and stuff. And your product looks pretty phenomenal. And we got people, which I think you addressed it in your video, but I'm going to go ahead and make sure that there's not more to it. And Bill Kemp would like to know once again, do you make hoses that handle exotic fuels such as alcohol and nitromethanes?
We do, yeah. Any of our PTFE hoses can be used in that way. If you want to reach out to me direct, you can email me if you have any questions on sizes and stuff like that. But our 6000 series PTFE or our race right hose would be ideal in those applications.
A lot of times with companies that I've done interviews with in the past, I've always been curious that during the pandemic, what and how does your company fare as far as that was concerned? Did it create new opportunities, or did this create headaches for like a lot of companies? Did y'all weather it pretty well?
Well, we during the in the 3 years of in the worst 3 years, I should say, our sales went up 80%. The reason of that, a lot of people could not get supply material or any product, but we do carry extremely a lot of inventory.
Right.
And with that said, we ship from stock. We don't have to wait for the for the material to come in. As it is today, I can tell you that we have enough aluminum that's going to last us a year, and we just keep adding on as we need it. But we carry that kind of inventory.
Well, there again, I mean, from what you saw in that video clip, that was, like I say, impressive. It's kind of like, and y'all are making hose ends. That's all. It looks like you're ready to build a rocket to go to Mars. So pretty impressive. It really is.
Thank you.
So Brent, what's kind of like, are there any series out there that, you guys are talking to as far as, it's like, the deal with NASCAR? I know you got your distributors, but with your distributors, what kind of series, how many different series are you into? Let me put it that way. How many different types of series, know you got to be doing some work in NASCAR. What about NHRA, even Formula One?
Yeah, so we have a product really just about for any, application out there. So we don't really sell to a series direct, but, we have dealers and end users that use our products, just about in every product category there is out there, whether, land speed racing. We got a lot of drift guys that have come in and really love our products, our brake lines and stuff, they're loving those. But NHRA, a lot of the no time stuff, a lot of guys are, getting on board with us. Baron Racing does a good job kind of promoting us out there, to those guys. But yeah, just, a little bit of everything across the board.
I guess one of the other biggest questions I would have, your cost overall, is it competitive or better than most as far as the hose end world is concerned?
We try to be competitive. We do have a product that's made in the United States, so we really can't compete with, products that are coming in from overseas.
Right.
We're very fortunate that our dealers realize that, and they sell our product as a premium product. It's something you can buy once and put it on a vehicle, use it for many years to come and not have to worry about it.
Right.
Use it again and again and again. Our hose ends can be taken off the hose and put on a new hose and used again and again. So we're very fortunate there. I think the biggest thing for us going forward is, over the last 5 or 6 years, maybe even 10 years, we've really tried to get in with some of the OE businesses out there, doing hose assemblies, like Rocket Racing. We build a bunch of, line kits for their cars, so they can call us and just get a, complete line kit for their cars. But we do stuff for IAG Performance, Lethal Performance, Cobb Tuning. We do some stuff for MSD, Comp Cams with their fast stuff. So that's really been great business for us. They advertise that stuff themselves, so we don't do any of the advertising. And we've got, we got a lot of people out there at assembly that can put these products together for us to their specifications. We have the product in stock to sell right away. So those relationships have really paid dividends over the last 5 to 10 years, and we're just doing more and more of that every year.
Well, and I think I'm gonna give Frank some compliments here again, that he's got his name on it, and it's a family-owned business. So if I understand his mindset is, I'm not going to build something unless it's perfect. Right, Frank?
Right.
Thank you so much, Frank. You are what this industry is all about. You built this industry, and we are all very thankful for that. That your generation is the one that created all of this, and it's unbelievable to see how much it has grown on a worldwide scale as well. So thank you very much for being with us today. This webinar has been recorded. It will be posted later on the EPARTRADE platform, distributed through our newsletter and social media channels. And we also pushed Fragola's product back on the homepage of the EPARTRADE platform. So please go there, log in, and you'll be able to connect with Frank and Brent and everybody at Fragola. And we will be back next week, again live, and with IDE Industries. In the meantime, as we said before many times, the EPARTRADE platform never sleeps. It's open 24/7, 365, and accessible from anywhere you are, from anywhere in the world. So thank you very much for being with us today, and we'll see you again soon, Jeff.
All righty.
Thank
you,
Thanks,
gentlemen.
guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
EPARTRADE is a digital platform that we've created basically to make life easier in the business community of auto racing.
EPARTRADE, there is no e-commerce. It's literally a connection just like at a trade show. So now, any time of the year, a buyer could reach out to a supplier.
When you see a product that you're interested in, all you need to do is click on request more information, and then from there, it is forwarded directly to the buyer or to the supplier.
EPARTRADE really eliminates having to travel, closing down your shop. Now you have a place to showcase globally your racing product and technology.
Land speed record holder George Poteet's Speed Demon rocketed 481 miles per hour at the Bonneville Salt Flats. You don't go that fast without ARP fasteners.
There is no way that we could go the speed that we've gone, the number of times we've gone, with a lesser quality bolt than ARP supplies to us. And we absolutely wouldn't be where we were today if it weren't for ARP.
When failure is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com.
We're Performance Plus Global Logistics. Our team of dedicated performance industry and logistics experts get valuable cars and components to the track on time in top condition. We provide expedited logistics solutions for the performance industry using direct routes instead of deferred options, and communicate all necessary information to the appropriate resources to meet regulations and ensure a smooth transit and secure delivery, both domestically and internationally. And we exceed customer expectations by providing best-in-class service with an efficient and cost-effective system in place. Contact us today to book your next shipment.
You work as hard as your truck, and you have no time for downtime. That's why more truck owners trust Blue Def, America's #1 diesel exhaust fluid brand. Each batch is guaranteed pure, so you can avoid costly repairs caused by inferior DEF. Demand America's best for your truck. Blue Def and Blue Def Platinum. Put trust in your truck.
With Shop Monkey, we've been able to grow the shop by 20% in gross sales since implementing it in the shop. Everything that we were doing before has been sped up with Shop Monkey. All of our parts ordering, all of our approvals, all of our mechanics knowing what to do next. And I've had friends that are in the trade that own shops ask about Shop Monkey, and I highly recommend it just because of easy use. There's nothing like it with that kind of platform.
With roots in the Midwest that date back well before the Model T, Fifth Third Bank has a long history of serving the needs of automotive companies. While much has changed over the years, our passion for helping businesses put cars on the road and on the track has not. Today, we are more committed than ever as a member of SEMA, a founding member of PRI, and a sponsor of multiple race teams across several racing series.
For over a decade, Fifth Third Bank has been a staunch supporter of our industry and a great partner for many companies in the motorsports field. For us at RFK Racing, they've been an amazing partner in the banking world and have supported us in all of our business operations, even before coming on as a sponsor of the number 17 Ford Mustang. Importantly, they continue to bring creative ideas to help our business, and they've transformed how we operate on a daily basis.
Having a bank that understands the nuts and bolts of your business is critical. With bankers who you're as likely to see at the track as you are on the manufacturing floor, Fifth Third knows the industry, the challenges you face, and the nuances of your business cycle. And we're proud to have many of the country's top automotive and racing companies as our customers.
Our business has been growing extremely fast, and really we could not be where we are today without Fifth Third. They provided amazing strategic advice, the capital we need to support our phases of growth.
They are true partners for me now, and what they do with their involvement in motorsports is untouched in this community. They've been great for my business, great for my growth. We keep growing and growing, and they grow with me, and seeing them around all over the place means a lot to me and everybody in the industry.
Whether you're looking to improve your bottom line, grow your business, or sell your company, Fifth Third has a dedicated team of automotive and motorsports bankers from coast to coast ready to roll up their sleeves to get to work for you. Where can we take your business? Fifth Third Bank.